education at Spirit Keeper Equine Sanctuary. I am joined today by my diamond carpet python M14, who I just weighed, because today's video is about the scales that we use here at Behavior Education to weigh our snakes. This was actually a subject that was requested by a viewer who asked what types of scales that we use to weigh our snakes here. So I used 3 different types of scales to weigh snakes here at Behavior Education. And I'm just going to show you what each of those looks like. And we're going to start with a large scale that can weigh people and larger pets like dogs, but it can also obviously weigh your snake too. We're going to go over a medium-sized scale. And then we're going to go over a tiny scale that you would use to weigh very small snakes. So this scale is going to be one that you can use to weigh larger snakes or cats or dogs or even a person if the person doesn't weigh too much. Its maximum weight capacity is 225 pounds. It does have a choice of units between pounds and ounces and kilograms, and it has a hold function. And this is going to be similar to the scale that you would find at your veterinarian's office that you would weigh dogs and cats on. Violet, come here. Sit. Yes. Good girl. Nice job. Now, if you were going to weigh a reptile on this scale, you could obviously weigh the reptile in their enclosure if it's small enough. You could put the snake or other reptile on a stand or something and set that on here. I just need to remind you that if you're weighing the reptile in a container, if you're holding the reptile, if you're weighing it on some type of a station, that you need to know your weight, the weight of the station or the weight of the container that it's in, so that you can subtract the weight of the container from the total weight you get once the reptile or snake is in that container. And that seems like a no-brainer, but I've actually forgotten to do that before. So I've had my snake in a bin or on a station. I've set it on the scale to weigh it, and I've written down that weight, and I didn't have the weight of the empty station. So I've had to wait until I got the reptile out later and then weigh the empty station. If you're feeding your snake while you're weighing them, so oftentimes if I have them voluntarily stationed onto the scale, I'll give them a food reward as reinforcement. I need to also know the weight of that food item that I just fed the snake so that I can also subtract that from the overall weight and get an accurate weight for my animal. Another option for you to weigh your snake or other reptile with, or maybe some of your smaller pets or even yourself, is just a regular scale that you would stand on. And this does have several options. It weighs in kilograms, pounds, or ounces. It has a hold function, and you're able to change the units. It was on ounces, now it's on pounds, now it's on kilograms. So that's what I usually weigh the snakes with. This does have a weight capacity that can accommodate a person, so I could weigh on this. But then it also comes with this, which is very handy, and it makes it into a baby scale. This gives you the option to put the animal right on the tray if they're willing to do that, or you can set the bin on the tray. What I usually do for this particular scale is I set this upside down stool onto it. It's got a perch on it. Really, all of the snakes seem to feel very comfortable in this because they are able to either wrap around this perch, sit down on the bottom of this upside down stool and feel secure because the sides are kind of raised and it's textured on the bottom. Or they're able to coil around or drape over these legs, and it's worked really well not only for our semi-arboreal species but for terrestrial ones as well. Our hognose snake really likes to sit down here on the bottom when I weigh her. And she's not the only one, so does our gray banded kingsnake. And then I do have the weight written here, 0.68 kilograms, and that's the stool and the perch. So I know how much this weighs, so when the animal's in it, all I have to do is subtract the weight of this from the total weight when the animal is in it, and I know how much my animal weighs. This is the type of scale that I most commonly see advertised on reptile websites or in relation to weighing snakes or other reptiles. However, I find that it has a lot of limitations, one being its very small size and the fact that it weighs in just grams and ounces. And that's fine, but I know that my veterinarian always likes the weights in kilograms. And then if you have a really large snake or a really large reptile, this is going to be problematic. But it does weigh in grams or ounces. It has a tare function, and you can set a bin directly on here. So even this very large bin, if I wanted to, I could set it on here. But it becomes difficult to weigh things because this tilts and the weight fluctuates, and it's difficult to see the readout when you're trying to weigh something that's really large. It does come with this tray that you can set on top of it, activate the tare function, and so whatever you sit in this tray, whether it's the snake or a snake in a bag or a pillowcase or a snake in a box or a tub, it will weigh that. I just find this really convenient for small snakes, like babies. Maybe really small species of snakes, but it's less convenient once your snake starts to get larger. So once the carpet pythons or juveniles or adults, or even my bull snake, my super dwarf reticulated python, some of the snakes that I would term medium or large, this is not going to be as practical to use as the other two scales that I showed you. Or just picking your snake up and stepping onto a scale and then subtracting your weight from the total weight to get your snake's weight. This has been Serpente Sunday for Sunday, May 30th, 2021. Thank you all so much for watching. Everybody, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, always remember to be kind and love your animals.